Now, I wanted to give this video a little bit of an introduction, a little bit of context for you. And that is, when the 2014 Godzilla film first came out in theaters, I went to go see it. I was really goddamn psyched, even though I wasn't a big fan of the director Gareth Edwards. And yeah, no, I should have went with my gut because, yeah, Gareth Edwards made a movie that I fucking hated. And I have ranted on and off since then, since 2014, about this movie. Aggro, being a fucking coward, decided, well, if it's that fucking bad, I'm just not gonna watch it. We had other friends who went and watched it, they fucking hated it too. And he was just like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna skip and go straight to the good one. Fuck him, I'm not letting that happen. So, I got his ass to sit down to watch the 2014 film because he needs to earn his way into seeing what is hopefully a good American Godzilla film. So yeah, this is the aftermath of our viewing. So Aggro, that was Godzilla 2014.
It was uncalled for, is what that was.
Yeah. Look, okay, you got to watch Shin Godzilla without watching that first.
I did, and you have so much hate in your heart for all good things and joy.
No, I just believe in balance in the universe, okay? Like, Shin Godzilla was an apology from the Japanese to us for having to endure the the last American Godzilla movie. So, you know, and now we're on our apology tour with, hopefully, King of Monsters is our apology tour. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, yeah. Godzilla 2014. It's a bad movie. It is a very bad movie. It is a bad movie that a lot of people say is a good movie. I don't understand how these people's brains function.
I mean, was fucking Edwards doing an ironic Michael Bay impression, but he doesn't really like explosions?
I feel like he's kind of a pretentious Michael Bay, where, like, his films are just as shallow and dumb, but they're shot in this big, grandiose, picturesque fashion. You know, it's less about the explosions and kinetic energy of Michael Bay's films, that, like, you know, the visual information just constantly bombarding you with shit, where it's just like, here, I'm going to slow things down and, like, you know, bring the camera down here to show you the scale and scope of everything. And
fucking hated that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Every part of it was wrong.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like, it is just insufferable. Like, and when I tell people, like, yeah, no, Godzilla 2014 is a really bad movie, people, what? That was the good American Godzilla movie. No. Was it 1997, 1998?
Yeah, the fucking Broderick one is at least fun.
Yeah.
And has, Godzilla in it.
Well, it has a thing called Godzilla.
It has Zilla in it.
Yeah. And, like, that was like a big, fun, dumb monster movie. You know, with a bunch of goofy-ass characters that are just kind of chewing up the scenery, and a Jean Reno. It was fun. That movie was fun. This is a boring, drab, lifeless, soulless fucking film that is so far up its own ass.
Mm-hmm. Like, imagine a disaster movie. A disaster movie that thinks it's smarter than you.
Hmm?
Christ.
Because that's the thing. Roland Emmerich is the master of disaster films. Like, you know, he started the whole thing with Independence Day. You know, and then he went on to make the Broderick Godzilla film. And, you know, he brought that kind of same goofy sensibilities to that. It's like, yeah, we're going to make this big, campy, big budget fucking disaster movie with a big old lizard monster. And he did it, and it was fun. Like, here, it's just, he made a disaster movie, but, like, he took out all the silly camp elements. So all you had was just the disaster, and, like, the human characters weren't more interesting. They were just boring now because they didn't have personality.
I mean, Cranston was cool.
Yeah, no, Cranston is great. That's one of the things people always brag about this movie. It's like, oh man, Bryan Cranston's so fucking great in this movie.
Bryan Cranston isn't in this movie. Bryan Cranston is in the, like, fucking...
prologue.
40-minute TV special that happens before this movie starts.
Mm-hmm. Like, it is infuriating that the first act of this film builds up a protagonist who is compelling. Like you see, like, the emotional trauma he's gone through and all this other bullshit, and it's like, okay, cool. I get this as our character. And this is our protagonist. I feel for him, I empathize with him. Oh, wait, they pulled the rug under me. They subverted my expectations and killed off our main character, and actually his son is the main character. The problem is, we have not established anything about his son, and we don't establish anything. He's just generic template, like he is like the other guy in a first-person shooter story mode campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not even the character you're playing as. He is the other guy who just, like, you know, spouts off, you know, like, yeah, I'm here to, like, do the job, and, you know, I need to protect my family, and I'm doing it for America, and all this other, you know, just random fucking military catchphrases, protagonist catchphrases. That's all he spouts, and the motherfucker has plot, like, find out whatever surrounds that man, and build Mechagodzilla out of that, and it will be fucking indestructible. Because that man has the thickest plot armor in the history of fiction. He is there for every big monster attack. The original fucking Muto attack, at the...
And for no reason.
Yeah, he's there to, like that one, okay, fine. Like, he's there because his dad brought him there and blah, 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 we're establishing that. Okay. Then he just so happens to be at the one in Honolulu. Like, you know, the one in Hawaii. That was just a weird fucking coincidence, and he just so happens to be exactly where the fucking Muto... And then the most condescending... Okay, this movie is the most condescending thing I think we've ever done to the Japanese since, Raymond Burr's inclusion in the original Godzilla. Like, Jesus Christ. Because we have Godzilla... Oh, we didn't make Godzilla by nuclear test near Japan. We were bombing Godzilla, trying to kill him back then. Our nuclear tests were actually us trying to kill Godzilla, and we were trying to be the heroes.
So right away, you know this movie's not going to go anywhere good.
Yeah, no. It's... Ooh, because... Like, that is just so condescending, and then...
It's, like, you never think Godzilla... You don't think of it as a complex topic.
No.
But to watch a grown-ass person so completely not understand it,
yeah.
It's mystifying.
Because it's like, it's not like we didn't have, like, over 40 years of Godzilla movies to look at. You know, we didn't have, like, the entire Showa era, the Heisei era, the Millennium era. No, just, like... I was always really, like, I was really excited, too, when this movie was being, like, advertised. Because I was like, because the American trailers presented us with, like, this human drama. And Godzilla is, like, this force of nature that is just wreaking havoc. And we're going to focus on the human... We're going to go back to the original Godzilla concept. And as someone who didn't watch the original Godzilla until after watching this one, like, you know, I've seen it. It's a really good movie. Not my favorite Godzilla, but it was still a really good movie.
And I mean, how could it be? It's not Final Wars.
Yeah. It's also not Shin Godzilla, but, and it's also not Godzilla vs. Mothra.
Nor is it Destroy All Monsters.
There you go. So yeah, there's still a lot of Godzilla movies that are better than it, but it is still, like, the human drama is great because we actually get to see the people dealing with the effects of Godzilla in their world. This is military asshole going from location to location as Godzilla is kind of... Godzilla or the Muto just kind of raffle stomp through a city.
The military comes up with worse and worse and more convoluted plans to stop them.
Yeah. And...
Just... Oh.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
It is.
It's so bad. And you know that the fucker was so proud of having made it.
Yeah, no, like Gareth Edwards is... Like, I hate this director so goddamn much. Like when we saw Rogue One, like, my highest praise of it was, well, it's the best Gareth Edwards film, and it still is. Like, I don't think he's made anything since then. I haven't looked at anything, but like his first movie was this really pretentious, dumb, low budget, up its own ass monster movie called Monsters. And when I was just like, okay, well, this is someone else's script, and he's going to bring like that scale, because that's the thing about him. Like he's this indie darling, and he knows how to bring scale to a film. That's the thing I was talking about. Oh, the scale of Godzilla.
Yeah, I mean, some of those,
the scale of like the AT-ATs and the battles in Rogue One, and yeah, those are the parts you remember. Mm-hmm. That takes up 10% of those movies, if even. Everything else is bland, uninteresting characters, and they're not even like templates of characters. Like it's just like Brody, Lieutenant Brody. He's military guy. That's it. He is FPS side character in, like I said, in a fucking Call of Duty campaign character. Mm-hmm. He's that guy you talk to in a fucking Call of Duty campaign. He is not even the main character. Oh my god. And like I say, like
so bad.
Like
it goes to the Philippines, to Hawaii, to the west coast of the States. We somehow wind up on the main street of a small American town, mm-hmm. because
small town America. That's it.
That's when I started thinking about Michael Bay.
Yeah, because you got to get that small town American aspect, that suburbia.
That's also when I started thinking about Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, I guess because you're working Barrington's Man of Steel. Mm. But yeah, going back to the condescension of this film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when he's on the train in Hawaii, and the train gets taken out, and Japanese kid is sliding down the thing, and don't worry, Japan, you weak, helpless piece of shit. America's here to save you. Fuck. I was just like, are you fucking doing this right now? Really? You had him get stuck on a train with some random Japanese kid who got separated from his parents randomly, and then just so you could have Brody save the kid in that moment. Mm-hmm. Nobody else who fell off and died, mm-hmm. but just the little Japanese kid. It's okay, Japan. America's gotcha. Oh my god! And people don't understand why I hate this movie. And so you had this bland motherfucker whose entire thing is just like, I gotta get to my family. My family needs me. Like, my family's out there.
I have to save my wife.
I gotta save my son.
Jesus Christ.
I know how to set up these bombs. I should be on this mission. Yeah, So yeah, he gets to the Honolulu thing, and this movie does one of its many cock blocks where, oh fuck, Godzilla's showing up. Yeah, time to get our monster battle on. Nope. And the worst part is that the American trailers made it seem like it was going to be this human story, this human grounded story, and the Japanese trailers made it look like it was going to be a wham bam fucking monster brawl fest. And then I got neither of those things, and that was the most frustrating part. And people will be like, oh, people who don't like this movie just want a big dumb monster movie. They didn't care about having a real human story. It's just there wasn't one because that's why we love Shin Godzilla so much, because it dealt with the human element of Godzilla, and just people actually having to deal with the idea of Godzilla existing in their world, and the political environment that creates, and he's a social commentary. There was no commentary here. There was imagery that tried to act like it had something to say, but was completely hollow and vapid.
I think you could actually not just put this piece of shit and Shin Godzilla on opposite ends of the spectrum. I think you could put them on opposite ends of a table and shine a laser pointer on one of them, and it would refract perfectly, turn white, and start humming in a beautiful, complete, concentric circles of vibrations whirling out as we have, manifested on Earth, finally, physically, true opposite balance. because every single thing Shin Godzilla gets right, this fucking movie gets wrong.
Right.
And not just wrong like whoops or wrong like that's kind of not as good as... No, wrong gleefully like a toddler running with a knife. Just on purpose wrong. And how dare you question this fucking shot where all the people are going into the shelter and like, oh look, there's the monster battle, but we're closing the doors on it because that's gratuitous and it would get in the way of my vision.
Yeah, because the thing that gets me is that, like, you know, so many people will compare, it's like, oh well, no, it's like Jaws, because, like, you know, like Jaws didn't show you the monster, it focused on Jaws
wasn't the big budget reboot of 40 fucking years of monster movie.
There's one. That two, Jaws had characters. Like you were invested. Like you don't have a scene of like three guys hanging out, getting drunk, sharing stories. You know, humanizing them. You don't see like any kind of tension or human drama. It's just devastation, and then some jackass who's just like, I'm gonna go on a mission because I need to protect my family.
Mission.
And then, like, his family also all gets their own set piece, where they are also ridiculously close to the shit that's going on, but are never actually in danger. Like the kids on the school bus on the bridge, just so happens to be when Godzilla shows up. And then the bus driver gets them off the bridge just in time. The only people to get off that fucking bridge, apparently. You have the fucking wife who is like getting into the shelter, closing the doors just as, you know, the fight's about to start, and then, like, you know, they smash through, and then, like, you see them like super goddamn close. But that's okay. They're never actually in danger. Like, I think at some point, like, I guess at some point the wife was actually in like danger when like the shelter collapsed. I think, I don't know. I kind of lost track at some point because I stopped caring. Because God, it's really hard. Like, I don't understand people who like this movie and what they're getting out of it. Just like, you know, they see like, oh yeah, like the military, human drama, and they don't understand this movie isn't doing anything. Like we have friends. We have friends who like this movie. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand why. Because when I question them on it, they're just like, oh, you're just being an asshole about it. And they won't tell me why it's a good movie. Mm-hmm. They don't have a fucking defense for their fucking sins. And then, like, it's like, there is 5 seconds of absolute dopeness in this movie. Mm-hmm. And that is, it's the thing that everybody talks about. Godzilla just grabbing that Muto by the mouth. Shucks his fucking head like he's dog shit.
That fucking rules.
Right? It's just like, holy crap, there's like that, and then there's what was the original teaser trailer, the skydiving scene, mm-hmm. and like,
which is so completely disconnected.
Right?
It doesn't look, sound, or feel like anything else in that movie.
It doesn't. Like, it's like
somebody else directed that trailer.
It really feels like it. Well, either that or just Gareth Edwards had the idea for that one really dope shot, mm-hmm. and that's what he pitched his entire movie on, and that was all he ever came up with. It was the only thing he had. Because, Jesus Christ, he is not a good director. We need to never give him projects anymore. Rogue One was boring and shitty. This was boring and shitty. His movies are really up their own ass. And just, I hate the Godzilla friend to monsters bullshit this movie. Because, like, this movie tries to act like they're doing, like, Heisei era Godzilla, where he's this big, terrifying, brutish thing that is going to just destroy the landscape of humanity. But actually, he's Showa era Godzilla, where he's friend to man, and just, don't worry, I'm gonna fight the monsters. Like, you know, he's all like, up from the depths, 40 stories high. Like, he's that Godzilla. And, like we do that, and one of the most frustratingly dumb moments is when military asshole and Godzilla are both lying on the ground. And he looks up, and he looks at Godzilla, and Godzilla looks at him, and they share a bro moment, and they both get up triumphantly. I'm just like, fuck. Oh, God.
That is not the dumbest moment in this movie.
No.
The dumbest moment is the movie is after he gasoline explosions all of the Muto eggs. And, like, he's crawling out, and the Muto sees, like, oh, everything's on fire. That's suboptimal. I don't like that. And the fucking military guy, like leans against some glass wrong, and, like, a a piece shatters. And the giant monster 100, 200 yards away, like, looks up. Like,
Yeah.
glass, you
killed my babies. Like,
happens again later on when they get the nuke on the boat. They turn the boat on, and the boat alarm or whatever is happening goes off. And Muto's like, I understand the significance of that sound.
yeah. These big prehistoric monsters have this level of understanding. It's so goddamn frustrating.
It's such a bad fucking movie.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, I don't understand how people can watch this and then go, finally, America made a good Godzilla movie. No, we didn't. This movie is so much worse than the 90s film. The Broderick movie is funny. I can quote it. I can remember scenes from it.
And if you did go see this movie and it stopped you from going to see Kong Skull Island...
Which, that happened to me!
Yeah, no, it's a tragedy. Skull Island fucking rules.
Which apparently I owe myself a viewing of Skull Island because I just keep hearing Skull Island's good. I need to see it. And I'm like, well, shit, I guess I need to go see Skull Island because, like, everybody keeps telling me that movie's fucking rad and Godzilla was not indicative of the quality of that film. And it looks like this time around with King of the Monsters, where we're doing it right. You know, we're doing the big dumb monster movie that we want.
Looks so good,
right? And apparently, it does actually have like a plot, like a whole bunch of crazy ass lore shit.
Like even if all cool stuff in that movie is in that trailer, that's still like 4 times as much cool shit as was in this movie.
Yeah, because there's literally the bah, and that's it. That was it, and like the skydiving sequence. That is, yeah. So already the trailers have shown way more cool shit. Way more monsters. Looks super fucking amazing. Oh my god, though.
I just shit myself thinking about those shots of King Ghidorah. Like, holy fuck.
Right? So, how'd you feel like at the end where we're like, finally, the dumb shit is over. And I'm just, because I knew it was coming. I was waiting for it. And just, you got to die on the inside one more time at the end of the film when the news broadcast goes, King of Monsters, Savior of City? Oh. That was just the most infuriatingly dumb movie. Like, I don't understand because, like, the level of turn your brain off just to enjoy... Because, like, I understand, like, turning your brain off for a movie. Because, like, I understand people who can like the Transformer movies. I do. I don't agree with them. I don't. But I understand, like, you know, you just turn your brain off and you don't take in any of the stupid, and like, you just look at the explosions, you look at the shit that's going on.
You got bright colors and movement and shit that happens.
Yeah, and, like, you know, it's firing off synapses in your brain. There is nothing. Everything is so drab and colorless. And the sweeping shots are so slow because, like, look at the scale of it. But it's not that impressive. Because it's a monster movie. Yeah, monsters are fucking big. Like a movie that had scale and was fun and entertaining and still had human drama. Pacific Rim. That movie had it. Its sequel sure as shit doesn't. Mm-hmm. You could see that in the trailer. But like you know, like when you see like the Gypsy Danger in the fucking trailer shot, dragging a boat down the street and crashing it over a kaiju's head, it's like, yeah, that's awesome. And you have these characters, and yeah, they're paper thin and one-dimensional caricatures of human beings, but they're entertaining and they bounce off of one another, and there's dialogue and just conflict between them, and it works, and it's engaging, and it, like I said, it fires off those synapses. Something that this movie doesn't, and I don't understand what people are getting out of it. I don't. Like, I don't... Like any human being, I have seen people who say, like, oh yeah, Shin Godzilla's pretty good. Not as good as a Legendary Pictures film, but, you know, it's still alright. And I'm like... Like, you know, my nose starts bleeding, and I just start shaking. I don't know how to process that.
Christ. That's just wrong.
It is. Like
both in the sense that it is incorrect and that it is aberrant.
Yeah. It is. It is a crime.
That movie is fucking bad.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like I've seen a lot of movies that I didn't like. There are very few movies that are just bad. They're bad films and they shouldn't have been made.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me.
Yeah. Ugh.
You go buy Shin Godzilla a few more times.